My name is Gerald Sishi. I've been a resident of the county since about December 1969. I actually was born in Boston and grew up in Jersey City, New Jersey. That's where I got my interest in urban planning and transportation. This was actually during World War II, so we didn't have cars and it was hard to get gas. So on Sunday, our excursion was to the city of New York, either by ferry boat or by the 108 bus or the subway. And that's where my interest in transportation and planning began. I went into the service after college. I went to Northeastern in Boston, which had a cooperative work program. It's 5 years, but after my freshman year, they got me a job in transportation, and I was working on designing the outer beltway around Boston, which both Baltimore and Washington do not have. The ICC is part of the original outer beltway for the Washington area. After college, I went in the service. I was a commissioned officer in the U.S. Coast and Geodetic Survey, which is now part of NOAA, and as such, I was surveying the Potomac River, doing tidal current surveys in Chesapeake Bay, so I have a concern about the environment in Chesapeake Bay. Following that, I got out of the service and went to work for the D.C. Department of Highways and Traffic. I worked for U.S. DOT, MDOT, and I was fortunate to get the job as Director of Transportation in Montgomery County. As I mentioned, I've been a resident since December '69. That's the year that I got married. My wife grew up on Dale Drive in Silver Spring. She went to Blair High School, and our two children, Jennifer and Greg, went to Wooten High School. We now have 5 grandchildren in the county and all going to the public schools. Interestingly, my daughter recommended that I go through the senior leadership program in Montgomery County. And if I understand one thing from that, it's collaboration. It's actually citizens, the business community, government, nonprofits working together. My wife and I and our children have been benefited from the economic development in the county, certainly from the schools, and we certainly have enjoyed the parks. Both my son lives in Chevy Chase and my daughter in Rockville. She's actually in a historic home, so I have an interest in historic preservation. It's something that I think it's important that the county continues to grow in a planned way, and that's part of why I hope to make a positive contribution. I'm certainly thankful for the confidence that the County Council put in me and appointing me to that position, and I look forward really to learning more about the county as well. Well, as I mentioned, part of it was growing up in the New York City area in Jersey City. My interest in planning, I think when I was in elementary school, I wanted to get a degree in engineering, and then in high school, a degree in urban planning. So I did do that. I actually, when I was working here in D.C., I got a master's degree in civil engineering and a master's degree in city and regional planning. I've also been certified by examination by the American Institute of Certified Planners, and I'm a registered professional engineer in Maryland and Virginia. So that kind of prepared me a little bit for what goes on in the county. Again, I mentioned that I did serve as the Director of Transportation and working at the state, all levels of transportation, which is very important to the development of the county. I hope to make a positive contribution. As I mentioned, my family and I have benefited from the economy. That's very important. The county needs to grow. I think we need to retain many of the business we have, but we need some new businesses. It winds up providing jobs, business development. Also, as development occurs, we support programs like affordable housing and moderate price dwelling units. We also support the parks, and again, it's collaboration between citizens, government, business, and the citizens. That's a topic that I could talk about a long time. As I say, I've been working in the Washington area since '65. Recently, if you notice, there were some comments about the traffic on the Maryland part of the Beltway going down, and it's been attributed, I feel, to the Intercounty Connector. It's a long project that was opposed. I believe one of the former chairmen that had served twice really supported it as the road that supports the development that we've approved and the development that we're planning for. It's something that cost $2.5 billion back in 73 and 77. It was about $250 million. It could have been 90% federal funds. It could have cost the state $25 million as opposed to $2.5 billion presently. It's a road that was in what they call the Wedges and Corridors plan. It connects two of the corridors in Montgomery County, the I-270 corridor, along with the 29 corridor that's part of the I-95 corridor, Prince George's County. Again, transportation is not an end in itself. To me, it's something that allows people to do the things they need to do or want to do, like get to work, visit family and friends, go to recreation, go to health, go to education. And I always have been multimodal growing up in Jersey City. We took the subway, we took buses, we took the ferry boats over there. So I've always been multimodal in my approach to transportation. I support transit. I believe biking is an important element. We did a lot of work on carpools and van pools to reduce the amount of traffic when I was director coming into Montgomery County, basically into Silver Spring and Bethesda. There's still a lot of work to do. There's some roads on the plans that haven't been implemented, and I think we really need to look at those as well. Well, in a way, it's the board and the planning staff are planning the future for individuals in the county. And on that basis, they should understand somewhat the process. Obviously, the county council has a chance to finally approve what's approved by the planning board, but we deal with the plans for the various sections of the county. We deal with small sector plans, such as maybe in Aspen Hill. It's something that the planning staff takes some aspects of planning policy, applies it to the practical side, develops a plan, it's reviewed by the planning board. Along the way, there's opportunities for citizens to comment. I guess we have a website. I'm learning a lot myself. We have a website, so it's an opportunity to comment. I think citizen associations can be very positive. The development that's approved, that's another role of the planning board, I feel needs to be blending in with the community. There were two projects in Silver Spring that I thought were well done. One was the Art Center going in at the old police station. The developer worked with the community, and the way they developed the project, they had apartments on the side towards Fenton. On the side towards some single-family homes or townhouses, they actually put in townhouses that were compatible. So the community, East Silver Spring, supported the project. And that was true at one up at Bonifant and Fenton as well, where the developer staggered the steps in his building to come down to what was kind of single-family homes on the east side of the project. So I think it's important to blend in. Again, the council has an override. That's happened in one project recently. But I think if business and citizens can work together, I think that's a very positive way to approach development in the county. Well, we have a lot of technology. Everything's on websites and other approaches. So whatever occurs is actually on I guess the Park and Planning website. There are public meetings that are held on some of the master plans or sector plans. Again, I think a citizen group kind of moderates some of the comments from the community. So that's a good way to individuals to testify or testify as a civic association or a homeowners association. Obviously, the business community, the Chamber of Commerce has an opportunity to comment, and as development occurs, again, there's a process where people can comment. So they should look at that, take advantage of some of the opportunities for testifying that are available vis-a-vis the websites. Just to summarize, I think the county is a very viable county. It needs to grow. Things like the agricultural preserve have been terrifically, as I understand it, it's been an award-winning county, both from the standpoint of its parks and from its planning process. The planning process and the parks are recognized around the country, and the idea is we do need to have some growth in the county to keep the county growing, to provide additional jobs. We have a diverse county. It's something that we need to look at and plan accordingly. And again, economic development is very important to the county. There are some missing projects. We have a mid-county highway. I had an opportunity to complete one part of it. When I was Director of Transportation, our staff did a terrific job in getting up to Montgomery Village Avenue from Shady Grove. Developers doing a part in Clarksburg, but then there's a couple missing links in the middle. It's something that actually could be funded if we could tie it in with the Intercounty Connector. Maybe we could put a toll on a short section and begin to fund the project. Again, the Purple Line is very important. State is moving ahead on that. One project that's been a long time in the process is the I-270 corridor. The study's been actually going on for 20 or 22 years. The state did break out the corridor cities, the transit element, but again, my philosophy is if maybe start running some buses if you can. We had about 12 firms that came in 2006, said they could build the project as a P3, public-private partnership, something that has been done in Virginia on the Beltway. And they said we actually asked them, could you pave a busway as a first breakout project? And they said they could. It would take an additional 10 years on the concession. So there are ways. I have been working at what I call strategic transportation solutions, and always looking for solutions. Technology is changing, access to the internet and citizens' availability of input is tremendous. But again, I think the essence is collaboration. Here at the Planning Board, I've had Chairman Casey Anderson has met with me. I'm trying to meet individually with the other board members. We're kind of on an August break, if you will. The briefings that I've got from the planning and parks have been terrific. And really, as I say, we're planning the future, and also the parks part is planning for the time out of citizens, what they do in their spare time, what their interests are, and trying to accommodate a range of services for the public.